Welcome, everybody, to the PWZ podcast. My name is Rick Del Santo, and joining me, as always, on this glorious Sunday into Monday, Showtime, Marcel Williams. What is happening, my man?
What is going on? We are here on time, on the right day. We was tardy, late, absent, vacation, whatever you want to call it. We are here to talk about Wrestlemania for one of them, because it's a big weekend next weekend with all these events going on. And Rick, we're gonna talk about the biggest news of probably the weekend. There's news every week now. It's starting to be news like every week.
That's why we got to be on our schedule.
Yes.
This makes 2 weeks in a row, though. This makes 2 weeks in a row.
So we on a streak now, so we 2-0.
All right. So the biggest news of the week, obviously, is Triple H made an appearance on the ESPN. Was a Stephen A's interview segment, and announced his retirement, that he was done. He has a defibrillator put in, that he's had a heart condition, and he revealed, honestly, throughout the entire thing, he talked about how it was something that's genetic. It was involved in his family. His father had it. His grandfather had it. So it was bound to happen. He thought that there was a chance that he might not get it, or this might not happen, but it honestly did. It almost took his life. And probably one of the things about this guy, said he was such a tremendous good health. He took care of his body and stuff that probably saved him. And you know, he's probably dealt with some of the best doctors in the world at Yale New Haven Hospital as well.
Yeah, I mean, the way he described it, being all the way down to like 11%, it's like, come on, it's almost knock on death's door. And
right.
His history, and I remember a few years ago, that Kevin Nash had a health scare where his family had heart issues as well. Yep. But let's just talk about the way it started. I mean, he said all the way back from SummerSlam, where he started doing all the training and training for the young stars during that weekend, and then it just started getting like hectic with his schedule. But he really thought it was like coronavirus, because he had it before. So then, Stephanie McMahon, which is his wife, said that seen him coughing up blood, so it must have been something serious. It's just fortunate that he caught that and she caught that. Right. Could have been much worse. I mean, we already seen what happened with Scott Hall 2 weeks ago, which was another unfortunate incident. But I'm just glad that he's doing great right now, and he made the news that he's going to do his in-ring retirement. He's done. Yep. I can't say not one bad thing about his ending of his career, because this guy has done it all. He's a 14-time champion. I mean, has faced the who's who of anybody. I mean, from Undertaker to Austin to Sting to Ric Flair to Shawn Michaels, Hogan, all these guys. He has lived a life in the wrestling business, and even transitioned to NXT to make NXT what it was.
Right. Obviously, he trained by the great Killer Kowalski. Came up he is a New England legend, on top of just being, he came in through that really weird transition in the New England time period, the late 80s, early 90s. And, him and Perry Saturn were IWF Tag Team Champions under Killer Kowalski around that time period as well. So that's going back to really early 90s. So that's for anybody that was around that time period. Yeah. But like you said, man, there is nothing bad that you can say about his career. This guy has faced the who's who. There's obviously, a lot of people gave him flack because he married into the company. But one thing, that guy, he performed. He was able to cover that with his performance. You know what I mean? Absolutely. There was a reason why they gave him that ball and trusted him to run.
No, absolutely. He sat there and he put in the work. And all his fellow associates will say that, even though he did marry Stephanie, which is always going to be the problem in the asterisk in his career. And even Undertaker told him in one of the documentaries I did watch of Triple H, even Undertaker told him, at the end of the day, you know what it is. you're going to get that heat regardless.
Yeah.
So he knew what it was, but his performance always was top notch. He always performed with anybody to make them look good. And I mean, I've been fortunate to watch, like, between the eras that I've been living through, watching these guys. I'm glad to see him perform from start to finish, you know? Even from WCW. I remember him starting in WCW facing Alex Wright at Starrcade 94.
Right. We're going even further. Like, look at the match that he had with Sting at WrestleMania. Now, mind you, Sting was what, 60 at the time or 58? He was probably in his late 50s. Yeah, when he came in. Now, mind you, his body was not 100% at that time, but he went out there with Triple H, and but the team, I mean, not to mention Sting was a tremendous performer on top of it, as well. But those two were able to put on a great match at WrestleMania. That was and that was honestly, that was one of my favorite matches. I was looking forward to the most that year. I was finally, Sting was in WWE, and then obviously Triple H always had an amazing entrance at WrestleMania, and he always put on one of the most interesting matches at WrestleMania. He was not a lackadaisical worker, to say the least. He always put on some of the best matches on the card.
I think back to one of the WrestleMania 30 documentaries when he was in getting ready for his entrance, and he was telling Charlotte Flair and Sasha and Alexa Bliss at the time, when they was like little extras in his entrance. He was like, enjoy this moment. And he enjoyed every moment of his career. So he has no regrets. And it looked like a guy that has no regrets. He cares about his family, his 3 daughters. He didn't want to leave them, because it would have been heartbreaking for him to leave 3 daughters at the age that he's at, and they're so young, you know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
It was a great move for him to sit here and retire the way he did, and that's there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with that you want to live your life and
for your family,
and for your family, and honor what you've been doing in the past. There's more things for him to do. He showed that with NXT. Right. There's more things that he could do that will make him feel so much good in the wrestling business. And we gonna stay tuned, see what the game is up to in the future.
I mean, he really helped change the landscape of professional wrestling with helping with the NXT brand, to be honest with you. It was supposed to be a developmental for WWE, but it actually turned into having its own cult following as like a super indie.
It was AEW before AEW. I hate to be that guy. It was AEW.
No, you're right.
It was an indie show with a budget, with a good budget.
Yes, he was able to bring in. He went similar to like what, say, Vince did in the 80s. He would go out and cherry pick guys from the territories for his brand, the WWF. And pretty much that's what they did for NXT. They picked every of these, all the big guys for these indies, and made this super product. It was like guys from Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and obviously he cherry picked freaking Ring of Honor in 2019 and rated them of a lot of the talent, just to create this super freaking brand called NXT.
Yes.
It was one of the best products that WWE had for a very long time.
Yeah, it was the best brand throughout the whole company. It was better than Raw. It was even better than the pay-per-views with takeovers.
Absolutely.
So I mean, all the rumors, we already knew what it was with Triple H when the announcement was made. We just haven't seen him ever for a while. I think since August. Just glad that he finally gave us the news that we really probably needed to know what was going on with them, especially through all the rumors and stuff going on with it. Now NXT 2.0. So maybe we'll probably follow up more on that later. But the real most important thing that he retired because he want to live his life and enjoy life.
The Pro Wrestling Vault. 35 short stories including Harley Race, Ricky Morton, Tracy Smothers, and Tim Storm, along with 300 photos from the independent scene, taken from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Get your book today by going to WrestleVille.com or LanceByChance.com. Wrestleville, it's where wrestling lives.
Yeah, we're coming back, obviously, from a commercial. So another big news is somebody that we haven't seen anything of, Cody Rhodes. Supposed to be, supposedly a couple weeks back, he signed with WWE, somewhere in the amount of $3 to $5 million, but he has yet to show up. Now, if you watch Raw weekly, there's going to be Cody chants in between commercials or coming through. I don't know if you picked him up. I think it's kind of comical in a way. A lot of people saying now something came out not so long ago that I read that Cody said something to the effect of, people are going to think there's something going on, but there's not what people think. So a lot of people are taking that as maybe he didn't really sign with WWE. He's just going to pop up in Ring of Honor when it shows up in April at their show. I don't know how to really look at that. When, I'm reading sources like Meltzer and Alvarez saying that Cody did sign with WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to kind of try to trust that, I'd like to see what's going to happen. It's going to be I'm very curious as to see what happens and where it goes.
No, I am too. This Cody mystery still lives on. It's like a Scooby-Doo type of episode or something like that. We're trying to figure out where's Cody, But
right.
Cody, I think he's signed. If it's out there now that he's signed, yes. It just takes time. We will see what's going to happen on Raw because we seen last Monday where Seth Rollins was like, listen, this show will not start until he gets his match. So basically all eyes are going to be on the first few minutes of Monday Night Raw. And not only his return, but also big news coming out too that Bobby Lashley is coming back early too from his injury. So
I think we discussed this last week that he's going to be facing Omos, or rumor is that he's facing Omos, correct? At WrestleMania. He's going to help put Omos over. And I think that's very good and professional Bobby Lashley to come in and try to help elevate somebody like Omos, who desperately needs it in a singles career. But I don't think he's really doing that terrible. He's no Giant Gonzalez.
No, he's not. We shall see. But you say it's very professional. Bobby Lashley, I kind of feel like he's kind of downgrade. Truthfully, like the almighty Bobby Lashley still got some steam behind it.
100%.
And I just feel like him doing this for Omos, I know it's good for business for whoever's that's have their eyes on Omos, basically. But I just feel like Bobby Lashley, the heat is still there. The heat is still there.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how everything is going to unfold. There's nothing. We have no idea what's going on really for WrestleMania. What is it? We're still. Bailey hasn't shown up either.
Yeah.
I think last week we discussed. Yeah, Asuka. Now I think we discussed last week how they always save some returns for like the week of WrestleMania or the week after.
Yes.
Now they're hosting, I believe it's this coming Friday. They're holding Smackdown, where they're going to be holding the Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Supposed to be holding another match that's supposed to be part of the WrestleMania weekend as well. It was moved to Smackdown. I don't remember which though offhand.
We'll figure it out later on.
I'm sure. So it's not just WrestleMania. It's not just 2 days. It's 3 days too, if you include SmackDown. If they're holding WrestleMania matches on SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown with the Hall of Fame, which we haven't really talked about that much with the Hall of Fame. We've been missing a lot. So Undertaker is now getting inducted into the Hall of Fame right now, along with Vader and Sharmell and who else? I forgot. What else was announced?
Vader, Sharmell. Oh my God. It's a good question. Let me look it up. Keep talking while I look it up.
It was I think Sharmell and
here. Let me bring it up. Okay, bring it up.
But we do know the Hall of Fame activities.
Oh, the Shad Gaspard is going to be getting.
Shad Gaspard has been nominated for the Warrior.
Oh my God, we're forgetting the biggest name is of course the Undertaker.
Well, I said the Undertaker.
Did you say the Undertaker?
Yeah,
I thought you just said.
It's that adult juice. Sad thought.
So we have The Undertaker, Vader, Queen Sharmell, and then of the Warrior Award going to Shad. Nothing else has been announced. Obviously, there's been rumors of
the Steiner brothers.
Of the Steiners and Sid going in as well. I have seen nothing mentioning that.
I think they're trying to keep it short because the event will take place after SmackDown. So you can imagine the fans sitting there watching SmackDown, and then we segue into the Hall of Fame induction. Like, I
gotta be honest though, that's a good idea because you sit there. I mean, how many of us sat there for 4 hours after, like, watching a Hall of Fame appearance? I mean, if you remember, the longest speech in history was Hillbilly Jim's. He talked forever, like he couldn't shut the hell up that one year.
That's what I hear.
It was brutal. And then Stan
Hansen. Ric Flair did like for what, hour and a half?
That's Ric Flair though.
Yeah, but
that's Ric Flair.
Still, I understand that. I enjoyed the speech, but hour and a half though. You don't. Right. I mean, glad you was last.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think about Sharmell being in the Hall of Fame?
I don't. No offense. I don't think, and it's nothing against the person. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
She really did not do much in the wrestling business. Okay. You figure that she was in WCW for a breath of air. And what did she do? She came in. Did she manage Booker in WWE when he did the King gimmick?
As Queen Sharmell.
Yeah. Oh, obviously, just said that. But so she didn't really do much, correct? Like in the wrestling business. But I think that she's getting in there. And no offense to her, like I said, sure she's a great person, but is she just getting in because of her husband?
Yeah. You know, I want no heat this way from Texas. You know, but. We're gonna segue to Shad Gaspar because I know this is a well-deserved induction.
Well deserved.
We already know the story of him passing away. What, it was a year and a half ago. When the pandemic started lighting up, and they had people, go out and enjoy the beach, and his son and him got with the riptide. They got pulled in riptide while they were swimming. And the lifeguards went to go save Shad Gaspar and his son, but they saved Shad, but Shad was like, "Go save my son first." Yeah. And he ended up getting swept away, which took a while for him to get searched for. Automatic hero, automatic great person, even before this even all happened, and it's a well-deserved induction.
Absolutely correct. Like I said, what he did there for his son, definitely well deserved to get this Warrior Award. It's very good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely deserved.
And Vader. I mean, Vader should have been at it.
He should have been in it when he was alive. Okay,
exactly, and that's the crime of it all. It's not the first time that they did this, even with Macho Man when he was alive as well.
He had heat with Vince, so
I understand that, but still, business is business.
Or maybe Vince had heat with him, I think, but yeah, you're right.
Wait for Demolition to get there.
They want money. They want like a lot of money. They want a lot of money to come in. I think it's mostly Barry Darso. That's just my opinion, but
so that's what the issue is.
Yeah, it's money because they're they sued WWE. They're in part of that lawsuit that's because of the concussion lawsuit from back in the day.
Okay.
So they're part of that. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, stay tuned. Hall of Fame will appear on Peacock right after SmackDown, the Peacock app.
I'm glad to know that. I didn't know that it was actually on Friday, so I'm going to watch that. So let's see what else we got here. What else? We were talking about the Hall of Fame, correct?
Yeah, we're talking about Hall of Fame, and now we can segue to
obviously,
what?
The Undertaker is well deserving. We don't even, there's just so much that he
did.
There's
so much to talk about. Undertaker.
We could spend probably a whole 2 hours just talking about the Undertaker.
Talking about the Undertaker, which we will, but just know the Undertaker is being inducted, so we're gonna talk about that later on.
All right, so where are we going?
we going to the Supercard of Honor. We're going to take a break from WWE real quick.
Yeah, we'll come back to that and talk a little bit about WWE when we come back. But obviously, Supercard of Honor, see, I got the information right here, is April 1st, 2022. Let's see, Garland, Texas. Obviously, there's going to be some All Elite Wrestling taking part of this. Tony Khan has purchased this. I am really interested in the show. Some good matches that are popping up. Jonathan Gresham is going to take on Bandito in a winner takes all match to determine the undisputed ROH World Champion.
Yes.
Gresham won the.
Who are you taking?
Gresham.
You taking Gresham?
Yeah. You disagreeing?
Yeah. I take Gresham. Gresham's hot right now.
He is. He's everywhere, but I think the guy's an amazing wrestler. He is an absolute amazing wrester. Not to say that Bandito is not. Let's, don't just
I'm not saying that, but yeah, it's just Gresham is real hot right now. He's all over the place right now.
Yeah. And he's deserving of this championship. Really deserving.
Yes, he is.
Let's see. The Briscoes taking on FTR. I'm going to go with the Briscoes on this one.
Excuse me. I think I go with FTR. FTR is starting to rack up some gold, and why not grab the ROH titles as well?
Okay. All right. Wow. I didn't think you'd go that direction.
Speaking of that, though,
yeah.
Can we take like a little cameo of something that occurred last week between CM Punk versus Dax Harwood? That was a classic. I enjoyed that match. It was a great match.
Yeah. I think it's showing that CM Punk, a guy that, what's he, 45 years old? He's my age or something like that, right? That guy could still go.
Yeah.
He can still work a good technical match.
It was last Wednesday. That match was a great opener for Dynamite. But, Dax Harwood is a tag team wrestler. So FTR is looking to take some ROH gold with the AAA tag titles that they got. So I'm thinking FTR is going to take this one.
All right. I don't know. I think the Briscoes are hot right now as well. Those guys are all over the place. They just won the Crockett. They just won the Crockett Cup, and that's just my choice. But we'll see what happens. Shane Strickland going against Alex Zayn. Probably going with Shane Strickland on this one. It's going to be a good match either way. I could predict this one's going to go pretty long.
Yeah, I'm going with Shane Strickland as well.
Jay Lethal and Lee Moriarty. I'm going to go Jay Lethal.
Me too. I go with Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal got a point to prove.
And Josh Woods and Wheeler Yuta. This match, I think, is going to be a sleeper. It's going to be for the ROH Pure title. I think that, Josh Woods is the champion currently, but I don't think Wheeler's going to take it, but I think it's going to be one hell of a match.
Yeah, it is. Just go for Josh. I see Josh want to take it out.
He's a great wrestler. He's a tremendous wrestler.
ROH is starting to look good for his future,
Yeah, I think Tony Khan is going to... I mean, obviously, that's just stuff that was announced in the last week or so. Since they started building this. There's still more to come. There's still like another week before the show happens.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So, yeah. What else do we have before we get back into some WWE? Do you have any other opinions you want to add? Any other tidbits?
Nah, no tidbits. We just got to talk about the biggest weekend of all of wrestling.
I'm looking forward to it.
WrestleMania weekend.
Of course, I'm going to be delayed for most of it. I'm going to be working most of it.
God bless you.
Kind of annoyed, but don't forget. But we're going to come here during the week and do a review and talk about it. Obviously, like we always do. So it's going to be delayed a little bit because of my damn work schedule. I didn't think to take the time off for some strange reason, but maybe I can finagle something.
Maybe.
And I might have to use
put a run in somewhere.
Might have to use some of those sick days. Smackdown this past week, this past Friday. We'll get in before we get into Mania again. I quite enjoyed Smackdown. I didn't think it was nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be.
You enjoyed it?
What'd you think? For the most part, I didn't. I mean, I'm not going to say.
It's
not going to say it. Yeah. I enjoyed the episode. Sitting in Roman's locker room, showing up and ruining the coffee table, eating his grapes, all that fun stuff. I like this version of Brock. I mean, it's just the reinvention of Brock. He's showing that he can get over by being Brock.
Yeah, it's like he's at the
crabby
happiest
ass
he ever been
as a manager.
Yeah.
Right. So Shinsuke with Rick Boogs defeated Jimmy Uso in about 8 minutes. It was just somewhat decent match, I thought.
Yeah, decent TV match.
You're not helping my. You're not helping me saying that it was a good show.
I'm sorry, it was decent TV match. I mean, SmackDown. I mean, it's off and on for me. I used to like SmackDown. It
really is.
It just certain times when it's good, I'm like, oh, it was good. Okay. Some work.
I'm watching. Yeah, Xavier and Ridge Holland. I'm not really too fond of Ridge Holland, but yeah. This was okay. It was 46 seconds. Well, what the hell? As Angel defeated Ricochet. I'm surprised because I haven't watched SmackDown in quite some time. The Angel and Humberto are still together.
Yes.
I really got to start tuning in SmackDown because I like them as a duo.
They're officially a tag team like 5 weeks ago. But we're both behind. We've been missing that action for a lot. But Ricochet still lost 2 times in one night. The Intercontinental Champion.
That's just insane. It literally just insane. And of course, Sasha defeated Queen Zelina and Shayna Baszler and Rhea Ripley. I forgot about that. In a fatal 4-way. I guess, I'm looking at these matches, right? Everything was like 8 minutes, then it was 46 seconds, then 2 minutes, everything 7, and then 8 minutes. So which basically you filled up 2 hours with a bunch of in-between shit.
That's it.
It's ridiculous. It's literally ridiculous.
Welcome to Monday Night Raw where they try to do 3 hours of filling up.
It's all filling shit because they don't go over matches that are over like 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
If they do, it just be looked over. You got the best match possible, which was good matches last week. Yeah, AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. That was a good match.
I thought that was a really good episode. That Monday Night Raw. I mean, good for Monday Night Raw, I should say.
Considering what it was, yeah.
Yeah, considering what it was. So like we said, like you said, Monday Night Raw. I mean, oh my God, just messed it up. Like you said, WrestleMania is next week. Monday Night Raw is coming up, but we're talking WrestleMania.
It is.
In 2 days, next Saturday and Sunday. Nothing has really changed as far as the card goes as of yet. We will mention it. Becky Lynch taking on Bianca Bel-Air. I'm going with Bianca Bel-Air on this. I think it's quite obvious that's where they have to go. And if they don't, there's going to be a lot of upset people watching.
Nah, there is. Bianca, it has to be in game for her to win this 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
2 years in a row. Last year, she beat Sasha in the first night of Saturday in the main event. Now she's facing Becky, who's been holding on for that title for over, 2 years now because she never lost it. She just gave it up.
You got a point there. Yep.
So, I mean, this is a big deal right here. I feel this match is bigger than the match that we are going to talk about, which is Charlotte versus Rhonda. But, yeah, Bianca has to win this. The story's been there. She lost in, 30 seconds? So she has a point to prove that she can hang with Becky. They had a rematch a few months ago on Raw, which she ended up coming short. She came up short with, but now this is the big deal. This is she revisiting the big event that she won the championship from last year.
Of course, the Mysterios and Miz and Logan Paul. You know my opinion on this.
You know
I think
what?
everybody that listens knows my opinion.
I know your opinion, but all I gotta say is I just hopefully Miz take this W, because Miz in his WrestleMania moments that he be having, it don't work out. It don't work. He's a hard-working dude, but still, like,
he is. I think
never
he gets on my nerves sometimes, but I think that's his. That's obviously part of his character. But Logan Paul, really?
Don't sleep on Logan Paul. Don't sleep on him.
WWE uploaded some videos of him training and working out today. I'm not sure if you've seen that. I think it's either.
Yeah, I've seen it today. Yeah. Yeah. Logan Paul is a character.
Yeah, he's a goof. He's a YouTuber, right? Is that what he does?
A YouTuber. Former YouTuber. Now he expanded out, making money now. What are we doing?
What's he doing?
You need to hurry up.
I know. Tune in. You gotta try to get some people to tune in. Drew McIntyre, Happy Corbin. Drew has really fallen down the ladder in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
I really hate to say it, man.
It's unfortunate, but I'm thinking after this is all said and done, he's gonna be the #1 contender for whoever wins from night 2.
I really like to see him in that title picture again, because I think that he had an underrated, championship run. I think that he was a champion during a very difficult time for professional wrestling. There was no fans; it was empty arena. Yeah, and they didn't really trust it with open, full arenas. And I think that he was. I mean, there's nobody really. And if you look at the roster, there's really nobody more deserving, to be honest with you, right now, currently.
You're right.
Outside of like Big E, who's out with a broken neck.
Yeah, this is just unfortunate for him. But patience is a virtue.
Yep.
I kind of think that he's gonna, after WrestleMania, be the #1 guy to face either Roman Reigns or Brock. I would say Roman Reigns, because his reign is very hot right now. So hopefully Drew McIntyre bounce back in the title picture.
I hope so. The Usos and Shinsuke and Rick Boogs, obviously, I don't see them winning. Shinsuke and Boogs. And if that happened, I'd probably die. Like, I'd flip out, like, because I would not expect that. But I mean, it's WWE, so sometimes they will, on occasion, do something that's unpredictable, especially at an event such as WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But I think it's quite obvious that the Usos are taking it.
Yeah, I have to say the Usos are going to take it. I still think they're going to continue to reign with the bloodline.
And like you mentioned earlier, Charlotte and Rhonda. I think me and you have both discussed this. The women's matches, the women's title matches, are both on the same evening. They should be split up.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous that they're both on the same event.
Yeah, I think what they got the 4-way tag team, the women's tag team championship match. Why you didn't put that on night 1 and then put Becky and Bianca on night 2? Because they're not going to basically main event night 1 or night 2. So why not put them on night 2 to even that out? It's just certain stuff like that I just disagree with. But we got Rhonda versus Charlotte, which was a good match a few years ago at Survivor Series.
Right. That was a good match, dude. That was a really good match.
I feel like the build-up for this match has been not too good like it was a few years ago.
Right. Excuse me. See. Oh. On top of that, night 2, we're going to move to 2 Queens Zelina and Carmella, taking on Sasha Banks and Naomi, taking on Ripley and Liv Morgan. Oh my God! And Natalya and Shayna Baszler. It's a 4-way match. I've been doing that all night, not realizing it's a 4-way until I start reading it. It's a 4-way. The women's tag team title matches. I'm not really interested in this match too much. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm just getting over a cold, people. So this match, I'm not really too interested in. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if they lost. I wouldn't be surprised if they won, the champions.
Yeah, I think Sasha and Naomi are gonna take it. I'm not into the match either, but I think Sasha and Naomi is definitely gonna take this one.
Of course, the match I'm looking forward to the most, and I mean that with the highest sarcasm, Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn.
It's gonna be match of the night. Don't sleep on it.
You know what the funny part is? You're probably, as sarcastic as you're being, you're probably completely accurate on top of it.
Probably gonna be match of the night, for real.
I think Johnny Knoxville is gonna take some bumps here for Sam.
It's gonna take some bumps, and it's gonna be some extracurricular activities going on, flying off something or some gimmicks being involved. It's gonna be match of the night here. I hate to be that guy, but it's gonna be that.
The more that they're putting into WrestleMania, the more that I might be on your side with that. Seriously. Of course, Pat McAfee and Austin Theory. This might be this might be a sleeper as well. Pat McAfee, I think, has potential here.
No, he does. I've seen it on NXT with Adam Cole. He can go. Right. He can hang with everybody. So yeah. I mean, this one is going to be real good. With the hard work of Austin Theory, let's not sleep on his work. He's been putting in the work and been showing a lot of talents of what he can do. I mean, without the Vince McMahon aspect, he was good already. But now, with the Vince McMahon included with it and all that other stuff, I'm really going to be looking forward to this match right here. This match is going to be good. I'm sure it's going to be real good.
I think it's going to be good. Of course, the tag team titles, RK Bro taking on the Street Profits. And Alpha Academy in a 3-way. Where's your opinion on this?
I think RK Bro gonna take this one.
You think they're gonna walk away with the titles?
I think they'll walk away with this one.
I think you're right.
I hate to be that guy, but he's
no. And if anybody, if any of the two teams walk away with the titles, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Alpha Academy.
Yes, absolutely.
If there is going to be a title change, but I think that there's a slight chance that it might happen, and if it does, it's going to be Alpha Academy. All right, then there's Edge and AJ.
We think we'll take this.
It's going to be an interesting match, to say the least. I'm going to go with AJ Styles.
I agree with you. I think AJ need that WrestleMania win.
I don't think Edge really, as much as Edge has come back, and I don't think he's producing the way that, I just don't. Yeah, the way that they expected him, or the way that he expected. So I'm just not. I'm not into this new Edge since his return. Did he during the Rumble when he returned? Did I pop? Yeah, I did. But since then it's just been boring moment after boring moment. Just my opinion.
I mean, probably storyline wise, but he's been putting out some matches out there. Those matches been kind of good. So this match may not be no exception. It's probably gonna be real good, but I kind of feel like AJ still needs this win. He's been in limbo for a hot minute, teaming up with Omos and doing some little things here and there. Now it's time for him to get this little run back that he's been going on when he first came back the first 2 years.
And of course, the main event, Brock and Roman. Winner takes all. 6 minutes. Wow, man, that's a long match for.
That is a long match.
I mean, the more I look at this, the more it is going to definitely be Roman Reigns. I mean, like I said, if anything happened, we thought that it would be Brock to take it. Slight chance of Brock, but I don't think they're ready to pull the rug out from under Roman.
No, I don't think so either. The run is real hot. We haven't seen Reign like this since CM Punk Reign, and before that, Bret Hart or Diesel or whoever had the title for a year. But this one right here is continuing, and I don't know if anybody can beat the Bruno Sammartino run, but it's gonna be hard to do at this day and age. But
right.
Roman Reigns, I see him keeping it and continuing to keep it.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree
The tribal
with
chief.
that more and more. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Yes, my tribal chief. So that's pretty much the world of professional wrestling for last week. AEW, sorry guys, everybody that listens, I kind of took a back seat this week. My work schedule did not allow me to watch it. So, did you watch Wednesday night at all?
Yes, I watched some. I watched most of it, but I watched the CM Punk match and the main event where they set up for the Jericho Appreciation Society. Is Society? That's the group? Jericho Appreciation?
Something like that.
But yeah, I watched some of it. It was a good show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to watch it, so we'll have to talk about it.
Absolutely.
So if you don't have anything else to offer, I think we will wrap it up. Not that I have much
we can
to
wrap
offer.
it up. I was just looking at the timing. Oh, correction.
Yeah.
The main event may go 10 minutes.
What makes you say that?
WrestleMania 34, they went 15 minutes. I don't know how that happened, but it happened.
Was there a lot of stalling? Does it count Roman's entrance as well?
I don't think so, because WrestleMania 31, I kind of thought that was shorter, but this is WrestleMania 34 that they went 15 minutes, and I'm surprised they even went 15 minutes.
I'm gonna have to tune in. I'm gonna have to go back.
I'm about to go back on that Peacock.
Yeah.
Check it out.
So yeah, I heard somebody tweeted out today that they were trying to watch. I guess there's some old VHSs that are up there, like the old Coliseum home videos, and they don't play Slick's music, Jive Soul Bro, in the music in the video. I mean, it's bad enough they're cutting out the Rick Rude's music is a completely different track.
They've been doing that though.
Yeah,
they've been doing that. But so Jive Soul Bro, I don't even know why they cut that.
It's owned by WWE, but apparently they think Peacock and their standards and practices, they've taken stuff out. So I don't get it.
WWE making all the money, so they can add whatever they want, I guess.
I guess they made them an offer that they couldn't refuse, so they'll do whatever they want. They'll cut everything out. Yeah. Well, Marcel, why don't you sell the entire wrestling world where you can be found, or the PWZ universe, I should say. I like that.
I like that. That was great. We need to start throwing out these on top of that, these premium live podcasters. That's what we always call it now. Premium live podcast.
Premium live podcast.
You can follow me at Showtime Marcel on Instagram, on the Twitter, and follow me on Facebook as well under Marcel Williams. Send me some questions if you want to ask me anything. If you want to test out my wrestling knowledge, you go ahead and be sure to follow us continuously on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all your podcasts that you have available. Listen to us, enjoy us, and enjoy your day or night.
And there's so much more coming up now. I just want to point everybody before we get out of here. I started another show. It's part of the PWZ network of podcasts. It's called the NWA Spotlight, presented by PWZ. Each and every week, it was with the co-host Mickey Biggs, who's been part of the NWA in the past. So go check it out if they love it. It's going to be covering the past, present, future, and legacy of the National Wrestling Alliance. Obviously, there's going to be a huge New England feel to it. Mickey worked primarily for the NWA New England area. So I urge everybody to go check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's absolutely a lot of fun. I think the first episode was this past week, and I think it went really well. It was a lot of fun. So please go check it out. And obviously, Marcel and I are going to be back. We'll probably be back later in the week as well. As it's WrestleMania season, baby.
Yes, it is.
Enjoy your evening.